So welcome to tonight's show. You with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is from the Sidelines. And as we do it every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played. Gentlemen, how are we?
Excellent, thank you, Steve.
Are you good?
I am good. I noticed that we're both old, Steve, wearing glasses because we can't see anymore, and Tom's pretending to be young fella.
Just forgot him. I just forgot him. It's okay.
Young fella, Tom will call
Just
him.
point me to the camera and I'll be okay.
That's right, yes. The camera's over there. Look that way.
It's so nasty.
Tom, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, you good?
Yep.
That's good.
That was a good one.
Your team had a good win on the weekend, which we'll talk about later.
They did, yes. And I went to the game and it was filthy. The weather was filthy.
It looked disgusting.
It was horrible.
It would have been cold and miserable.
And because I'm used to Allianz where there's plenty of room on the concourse to walk around, get food, all that sort of stuff. Gosford ain't like that. And and it was capacity crowd. And it was just like...
The photo you saw, it looked like you were looking from the corner.
Yeah. You could barely see a thing from where I stand. But anyway, I put the poncho on and braved the weather and sat on my own.
Yep.
With a bag underneath my poncho. The poncho did a great job. So I got to see something, but nothing like, go home and watch the replay. It was, much, much better.
No. Because I watched our game and then I watched the replay as well. And it was good.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't actually, but it was okay.
Did you watch a replay of your game?
No.
John, what's your highlight for the weekend?
My highlight is the NRL ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll need to explain that one.
Let me just say, I'm not interested in 1st to 16th. I really like 17th place. Isn't it great to see the Eels, stone motherless last, looking for another wooden spoon?
Technically, they're not.
Be careful, Brian. Yes. Be careful.
Yes, glass houses and all that.
I'm fine. You asked me what my highlight was this week. This week, it's the NRL ladder. Sorry, Janelle. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, any other Parramatta supporters out there. I'm not apologising.
He's not sorry at all. Tom, what was your highlight of the weekend?
Running out of outside backs. I think that's a
highlight.
It's not a highlight, but that's all that's been on my mind lately.
Well, I'm going to stop asking you guys that question. It just seems to...
What is with
I got a good one.
What is with centres being sent off from our team?
Players. You've had a couple of others should have been, but we'll talk about those later.
We'll talk about that during the game.
Yeah.
Yes. Whatever.
Tom, don't roll your eyes.
Yeah, he's rolling them. Don't worry.
Gentlemen,
yes.
Let's start with the round. So what we're going to do tonight is we'll do the round of football.
Oh yes.
And then we're going to do a bit of a preview for State of Origin,
yes.
which is tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about next week's.
Yeah.
See, I'm even blue.
Yeah, well done. Tom's on the scarf. Well, I ran into the house, ran out.
He's wearing blue.
Yeah, he's wearing close to blue.
Yeah. Well, it was blue and
he's got the Bondi colours on underneath. The frillies. Okay, let's go on to Melbourne Storm 30 beat the Dolphins 24. I tell you what, I think Melbourne were lucky. I think the Dolphins were coming to get them.
Well, if you believe Wayne Bennett, 5 more minutes and they would have won the game.
And I don't disagree with that.
Oh, I'm not so sure.
Mind you, it might have been 6 because that would have only drew.
I mean, 8th minute, 11th minute, 21st minute, 26th minute, 29th minute, 36th minute, 56. It just went backwards and forwards. There was a couple of Melbourne tries back to back, but it was end to end at one point.
Good game. Really high quality.
It was a good game.
Really high quality.
That's
the only game I'm going to say that for this weekend.
Because they went downhill.
Really high quality that game.
Well, Pappenhauser was back. He played pretty well.
Yeah.
Tyron Wishart continues to play very well. Jerome Hughes was outstanding, and even Will Warbrick played well. So
yeah, Will Warbrick. There's not a lot of love for Will Warbrick, but I think he goes all right.
I think he's excellent.
Yeah,
I got no problem with him. Yeah. Jerome Hughes was spectacular.
Yeah.
And so was Asako for the Dolphins. I rate him. I really do.
Because you want him at your club.
I badly want him at the Bunnies.
The head knock to Bostic kind of threw the Dolphins out a bit.
Yes, it did.
Have one of the best centres in the game playing out on the wing, getting cold.
Yeah,
is probably not how you want to be running a football
game.
Game.
Wayne said that he thinks that wing is the hardest position to cover these days.
Ask Steve Blocker Roach that question. See what he says.
That was good. I was like,
Is that blokes who hang around with footballers?
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
I heard Craig Bellamy talking about wingers.
Yeah.
And he was going, back in my day, wingers were just these blokes that, didn't touch the ball and didn't do anything. He said, today, our wingers were the best players on the field and they're the guys that won the match.
They're specialist positions.
That's why everyone's surprised when a winger wins the Man of the Match awards, because it's so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
But no, it was a
Fantastic
very good game.
game.
It really was. And I'm going to say, I don't think anyone thought the Dolphins would be doing as well as they are.
Year two.
I mean, yes, they've lost the last couple of weeks. They won the week before, but they lost a few before that. But nobody
still
would have
only
thought.
in sixth or something.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
They banked a few wins at the beginning of the season.
And this is year two. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah,
This is only year two.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
The next one was surprising. And I got to put my hand up and say, 5 weeks ago, I thought the Warriors could win the competition.
Wow.
I will say I was wrong. I will say I was so wrong because they got done 66-6 by the Titans.
That comment's right up there with I think the Rabbitohs can make the finals.
Oh, I'm going to show you. We can later.
I was going to say, so I had visitors over on Saturday and they left and I went, you ripper. Football, I can't wait to see the end of this game. What a tight tussle this game's going to be. Titans, try for try, Warriors sticking in it. It was 40, 50, 48 nil, and the Titans
Warriors
scored. And I sent Steve a message and said, "What? Is this legit? Yeah. Is it 8-4 and I've missed something?" Or,
yeah, no, it was 30-0 at half time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So 5 tries they scored in the first half, and then did even more in the second half. 6 in the second half.
Wow. They Jekyll and Hyde the Titans, aren't they?
Well,
seriously.
No, they're Hyde.
I don't know.
Hang on, they're Jekyll. Which is the bad one? Either one, they're the bad one.
Hyde.
The Warriors were terrible. They really were shocking.
Interesting commentary at the moment is about the fact that Sean Johnson came back and they've been poor since. They won a couple of really good games with Tamari Martin and who was the other half? Was it Harris Tavita?
Yes. Harris Tavita.
With those young blokes in there, they seem to, I don't know, they were playing much, much better. And Sean Johnson's come back and they've seemed to have...
Well, Sean Johnson ran for 2 metres.
Yeah.
And it's Sean Johnson who can tear teams apart if he runs.
He
ran for 2 metres.
Apparently he's aggravated his Achilles.
The other factor at the Warriors is Adam Fanal-Blake. When he plays well, they win.
Yes.
And he had a very average game.
His heads at the Sharks.
Yeah. And you know what? I heard people talking about that and thought, and they said, when he's playing well, they win, and when he's not, they lose. But he was only one player. He wasn't missing all the tackles. He wasn't committing all the drop balls.
Yeah, true.
I mean, go forward though.
No, I get that. But Nickel Costa had a shocker of a game.
Yep, he did.
He dropped a number of balls. They all just... It's funny, isn't it, how one team all of a sudden can just collapse and everybody has the same game.
Yep.
Just a shocker.
Anyway, go the Titans. Desi's shown that he can win games.
Desi might be back at Manly the way Manly's going.
I don't think you'll get a third go.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I can't see that. Has he finished his court case with them yet?
No, I don't think so.
So I think that's pretty remote.
Get that resolved, he might be back.
Oh.
Anyway, I mean, Titans were superb, but they were allowed to be superb. And I got to tell you, Campbell at 5'8", leave him there. Just leave him there. Tell him it's his for the year.
What do you got? Three fullbacks. Got to.
Well, what do you do when AJ Brimson comes back?
I don't know.
He's going to have to go.
He was pretty average in the centres. I thought he'd be great in the centres, but he was pretty average.
Yeah, I still think he's the number one fullback, but you've got to have a place.
I thought you have
Campbell.
Kinney starting, and you have Campbell at 5'8", and you put what's he off the bench?
Brimson
off the
Or you
bench.
start Brimson
14.
in the centres and rotate him around. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Anyway, what a good problem to have.
And embarrassment of riches.
And the Titans have now scored that young rugby union Australian Rugby Union 5'8" half
Carter
back.
Gordon.
Man, that's...
Yeah, Carter Gordon.
Talk about... Mate, the bloke's coming over as an Australian rep, but he's going to be in reserve grade.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, no comment on that.
Yep.
All right. Industry Group Stadium, Tom, where you struggled in the rain and cold.
Yes.
Roosters beat the Dogs 26-8.
Yeah, and despite some controversy, which you can get to in a minute, I thought that the Roosters were pretty dominant the whole game. When you look at the tries that the Dogs scored, they scored one reasonable try going out wide, and Ponga missed his assignment on the tackle. And then the other one was an intercept try. Well, it was basically batted down. He picked it up around 90 metres. So, I mean, they didn't show a lot of creativity in attack, but I've got to give it to the Dogs for their line defence. Their defence was exceptional.
Yep.
We scored our points off Sam Walker's brilliance in the main. The Dogs are a very good team. Their attack was not good, but their defence was exceptional. I mean, we should have scored 40 points at least on any other team, because our attack was humming. And we played the wet weather football better. I think that's what I thought out of the game.
So I want to bring you to Sam Walker's head high.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a bad look.
It was a shocking look. Now, in the game before, the Warriors had a player sent to the bin for lifting.
Roger, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Roger for lifting and dropping in on his back. I mean, yes, it was probably fractionally over the horizontal, but he got 10 minutes. Sam Walker didn't even get 10 minutes.
Worst,
Yeah, well, Sam Walker didn't even.
I
was
expecting him to get 10 minutes, to be honest.
And I'm not trying to pick on Sam Walker or the Roosters, but I'm thinking this is where people get concerned about consistency.
Sure.
Yep. I understand you won't ever get consistency to a degree
from ref to ref. Yeah.
But where you have one tipped on his almost his shoulder, I suppose, but one is jumped and head high, because I can tell you now, if that was Jared Warrer-Hargraves, or that was Latrell Mitchell, or Cody Walker, or a few others that we could name, they would have not only been 10 minutes, they could have been sent off.
Well, look at Kelma Tuilagi last week with Collins.
Yeah.
That was an absolute send-off.
That's right.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So no consistency.
So what do we do?
So, the next question is, was the Roosters player who was sent off towards the end of the game worse than Sam Walker's one?
Oh, absolutely it was.
Why?
Oh, because
Sam Walker jumped. Sam Walker hit him in the head.
Because I think Sam Walker's was an impulsive last minute thing. Oh, I'm going to miss him. I'll put my hand out.
So what was the other one then?
The other one, I think. Well, I don't know how intentional it was, but I reckon it was late in the game. It was wet. I reckon he was really tired, and he put out a lazy arm. That's what I think. That's not characteristic of that guy's play.
He had been baited all game. They had that, and that's what I was going to say.
Who baited who? Sorry.
Punga?
Pounga, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it.
The Dogs were baiting him, and legit baiting him. Like they drove that bloke into the ground. I feel a little bit for him. He's a young bloke. He's not playing bad football. His team is winning, and he is getting creamed.
Yeah.
No, I think it was Carras put a hit on him that would have killed me.
No, that was Skelton.
Oh, Skelton.
And I thought that was almost a shoulder charge. It really wasn't a lot of rapping going on there.
It was fine.
Yeah.
And there was that, and he got hit a couple of times, like really hard. Like the Dogs actually went after him. They're going, if this is, you look at that back line, you go, that's the bloke we're going to target.
Why?
Because he's the youngest, most experienced.
And you know what? He's not young. He's actually debuted in the NRL at 26.
Young is inexperience-wise.
Yeah.
And I think I just think he may not have done it intentionally, but yeah, he was frustrated. There must have been a level of frustration there.
Yeah. They asked Trent about that in the room, and he said, "Yeah, look, we can't have that in the game." He said, Junior's. He's hurting in there, like he's feeling really bad.
4 weeks, I believe he got, didn't he?
Yeah. Look, I don't know. It's probably reasonable, but it just means that both of our main centres are now out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, let's go on to a course stadium where the only way I could describe this game was dour.
Well, that's being polite.
That's being polite. I mean, yes, this game was missing a lot of superstars.
Doesn't make it.
I was driving home, so I didn't see this game, so I can't comment.
The Bunnies should have scored, I reckon, 3 or 4 more tries, and Manly should have at least scored 1. That's how bad the game was.
It was terrible. Last week, Steve, you said, what was your highlight? And I said, I know you say don't say your team. But you win with no reserves against a team that's doing pretty well in the 8 and you're going great and and then you come out the next week and you show 0. That was embarrassing.
Does it say something about DCE and how important he is?
No.
Oh, look, it does to a degree.
Like, tell me. So you said South should have scored more. Where were South's issues?
I think they just couldn't finish. There are 2 or 3 times where they didn't finish the set well. You know, Cody Walker got tackled with the ball one time. I think Matangi got caught with the ball once. It just seemed their end of sets weren't that good. Now, what upset me about that was they had Cody Walker, Jack Whiten, half and 5'8". They still had a solid spine with Cook at hooker. Mm-hmm. And yes, we had the young guy, Jai Gray, at fullback. And he was playing well. We should have scored a few more tries. But I don't know what it was. It was like they scored 2 tries and thought, that's it, we're done. We're just going to try and defend this game.
Because it was 8-0.
And they just played for...
From the 20th minute, it was 8-0.
That's right.
And see, my issue was not Cherry Evans. My issue was that we played a second rower at halfback.
That was dumb.
The ball did not go right.
No.
It went last tackle option left, and then what did we do? We put up a bomb to the left, where Jai Gray was waiting for the ball to make metres.
Every time.
Every single time. The one time Luke Brooks is tackled, on the 5th tackle, they go, whoop, we'll go right, and we scored, and it was an obstruction.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going, is this a blueprint here? Are we going to go right again? Like, hello?
Was Brooks being 6?
Yeah. He should have been put to halfback.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Does it matter?
Yeah, because halfback he was directed.
What we should have done... What we should have done was we had a halfback who we towed up the flag, the cup, the reserves. But Jamie Humphries in reserve grade scored a try, set up 3, kicked 7 goals.
Yeah.
In the wet.
Yeah.
He's a halfback.
Where's Arthur?
Injured.
Oh, is he?
Oh, we got a bunch of blokes injured.
Oh, I know.
But that's what I don't understand. Like your halfback goes out.
Yeah.
Let's rearrange the entire team, or you put a halfback in. We've got a bloke who's actually going all right.
Yeah.
So for me, that I think was the killer.
Yeah.
Every last tackle play went to Brooks on the left, who put up a kick that went to Jai Gray.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether Jai Gray is any good. That game made him look like a superstar.
It did.
He ran for 200 metres and
scored a try
and did everything.
Right.
So is that put Seabold? I think I asked you this the other day. Just put Seabold under some pressure.
Don't know. You look at last week and you go, "Wow, he's got that team humming. That's fantastic."
I think the excuse this week will be that he didn't have the team. But yes, I think there's issues.
Look, honestly, Souths were bad, and it just shows how poor Manly were. And thank goodness the Warriors got flogged, because it's taken the pressure off Manly. Because I personally think that the Eagles were worse than the Warriors.
Well, that's an honest admission.
They were that bad.
Now, I want to bring your comment about can South make the 8?
Oh,
the answer is yes. Just be aware, we had 2 wins out of the top 8. We had 3 wins from top 4. And I know you're going to laugh at me, but that's seriously how close the competition. That's how close the competition is. That when you are coming 14th, 14th.
Yeah.
And you're only 3 wins out of the top 4. There's still 10 weeks to go.
That assumes that everybody above you loses.
No. It only assumes that it's matches fall the way.
I personally don't think the Souths can make the 8. But, do you know, Manly is sitting on 11th. If results go our way this week, we're 7th.
Well, and here's the thing. Let's look at the next...
Like, how dumb is that?
That's right. Let's look at the next game, which I was praying the Tigers would win, because it means the result fell. Instead of being 3 wins out of the 8, we're only 2 wins out of the 8. So it can work. Campbelltown Sports Stadium, West Tigers 48 beat the Raiders 24.
Yeah.
Now, the Tigers had a player sent to the bin with, I think, about 15 minutes to go. And it was something like, I don't know, 42-6 or something or other. They scored 3 tries in that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Had that player not been sent to the bin, I thought they were pretty stiff to be sent to the bin anyway. But had they not been sent to the bin, this could have been a lot worse for the Raiders. This looks good because the Tigers had someone sent to the bin.
Yeah, Ricky said it's their heads. It's in their heads. He said that they're just not in it at the moment.
And,
so I don't know how to change that.
You could tell.
Apparently gave them an absolute roasting at half time. Didn't make an ounce of difference.
Well, what did he do last week?
I don't know.
When they got smashed by North Queensland.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
hard work being an NRL coach, shouldn't it be?
And they just signed him till 2029.
Well, because they were going all right 2 weeks ago.
Well, I think that's on the back of all the youngsters that are coming through. But
Oh, talk about those youngsters. That's Chevy Stewart. Oh,
yeah. I watched him.
He's got some good kids coming through.
Yeah.
Mate, he looked good in first grade. Let me just tell you, he looked good in first grade.
Yeah,
he looked even better in that rep side.
You want to talk about youngsters? Let's talk about the Tigers youngsters.
Yes,
they were superb.
They were. Galvin, fantastic.
Yep.
Finu brothers. Buller, Stefano, Abby, and Abby was brilliant.
Tom, we don't talk about the Finu brothers.
Ever.
But they're not in jail.
Ever. No. We don't talk about them. They don't exist.
Actually, my highlight that I should have brought up was Adam Dewey.
Oh yeah, I was so happy for him.
It was like he'd never been away, and that intercept try. The fact that he actually outran who was it he outran? Are you at Kao Weeks?
Yeah.
Who's pretty good on the toe.
There he is.
He actually outran him. Yeah. I was so thrilled for him. Yeah. I won't be thrilled for him next week.
Actually,
he only trips over.
Adam Dewey, after he came off, he was saying, I couldn't believe it. He said, like, the crowd, they were just all with me.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? When a bloke goes through that much injuries and
third ACL
and the club is teetering on getting rid of him, and you do something spectacular, yeah, we cheer.
He was solid the whole game.
Yes, he was. And it was so good to see him back because he has been through a lot.
He's a quality player.
He's a great player. I love him.
Good
I loved
centre,
him at the Bunnies, and I'd have him back.
Yeah. No, good on him. Yeah.
So the West Tigers are off the bottom.
The West Tigers are off the bottom.
Yeah, and why? And I still got to ask the question why Appy is not in State of Origin. But
yeah, no, he was exceptional, wasn't he?
So buys were to Brisbane, Sharks, Newcastle, North Queensland, Parramatta, Penrith, and St George Illawarra.
Over to you.
Who's doing the letter?
Storm out on their own, 26 points. Then we've got the Panthers and the Sharks on 24. Roosters, Dolphins, 20. And then a plethora of teams. Bulldogs, Broncos, Cows. There's your 8. All in one 18. Dragons, Raiders, 18. Eagles, 17. Knights, 16. Warriors, 15. Rabbitohs, 14. Titans, 12. West Tigers, 12. And the poor Eels, stone motherless last. With now the worst for and against in the comp.
You know, if you hadn't drawn that game with the Warriors, you would now be in 8th position because you've got a better for and against than the other teams above you.
Yeah, I know. The only teams that have been anywhere near impressive are the Storm and the Panthers. That's it.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to draw your attention to tomorrow night, second State of Origin in Melbourne. Who's going to win?
New South Wales.
I hope New South Wales win.
Well, he's confident you're not.
We've only lost once in Melbourne. And that was in 95 with Fatty, or 96 with Fatty.
Game. Was it the first game in...
So, you know what? I'm confident.
Okay.
Queensland want to take it there because they think it's a second little Brisbane, but they're wrong. It's a second Sydney.
No, you are Sally. It's a second Brisbane.
Yeah. Trust me, you'll see the crowd tomorrow night will be a second Brisbane. We're going to do the same things we did last time. You've got to post winner.
Winner, margin, first try scorer, man of the match.
Man of the match. Okay.
Right, so go. You start.
Ooh, I haven't given that this much thought this time.
Yeah.
My thoughts are 24-18. No, 24-16. 24-16, New South Wales.
Yep.
I'll go. Man of the match shall be Jerome Luai.
That was my choice.
Okay.
That'll be my pick.
So I reckon Jerome Luai will unleash Latrell, set up a couple of tries, and play like a champion.
Try scorer.
And first try scorer off the back of Luai will be Latrell, and that really just hurts me to say that. Gee, that's horrible. Ugh. I can't. What's that taste in my mouth?
I'm going New South Wales 24-12.
Ooh.
Okay.
First try scorer will be Stephen Crichton, and
Not
man
gonna
of the
do that.
match will be Luai or Moses.
Get
I was
Luai.
thinking Luai.
We're both going Luai. No one's going Moses.
I'm going Moses. Just to get up his nose.
Okay. New South Wales will win
Ooh.
36-18.
Oh, I would love that. That's my
That
wish.
is- that is-
That's
that
I
is
think
what
I'll
I-
give him 18.
36. Oh, they're going to score some. Trust me. 36-18. Man of the match.
He's going to go Latrell.
Of course he is.
I'm leaning towards Latrell, but I have a fear for Latrell. The media have been building him up something terrible.
Yeah, that's what I hate. I hate it.
I mean, honestly, if the guy has an average game, everyone's going to say he's been poor because they're all expecting him to have such a great game. Anyway, I'm going to go Latrell.
Yep.
But first try scorer, I'm actually going to go, and it will depend on who he puts on first, but I think Cameron Murray.
He's gone south. Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
Up through the middle.
No bias. It's like even I went Latrell. Like I gave it a bit of thought. I should have said Crichton.
Yeah.
But I went Latrell.
But I have a strategy to what I'm suggesting. You're just guessing.
Always back the rabbit.
No, I'm suggesting that Latrell's playing on the same side as Luai, and Luai is going to get him the ball.
Well, let's hope.
I agree.
Let's hope.
Like, mate, that Luai,
But my point is, I reckon they'll all be so worried about what's happening out with Latrell that it will open up the middles.
Yeah.
And that's why I think someone that's why I said it depends on who he plays. So it'll either be Cameron Murray or Yo who will score. I'll pick the
Murray's
position.
starting at this point.
Is starting. Well, then it'll be him. And if I'm right, you two will apologise.
Sure.
On your knees,
Excuse me,
you will apologise.
I'll apologise if he's right. It ain't going to happen.
All right, let's go on to next week's round. Dogs and the Sharks.
Dogs.
Sorry.
All the players will be back from State of Origin.
Dogs.
And the Sharks have virtually got nobody out, have they?
I'm not picking the Sharks again until they show me they can win.
Yeah, look, I think the dogs showed a lot on the weekend, and I think they'll be hungry.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? You're looking at their back. I'm looking at the Dogs' back line, going Wilson, Sherry, Carraz, Skelton, going. That's not bad. Like I wouldn't have thought that 12 months ago.
Taft's coming in for fullback.
Yeah, Taft's coming because
Connor Tracy
got coat-angered and just about killed by I don't know some Roosters centre. I don't know who it was. Some Roosters centre.
I find that so sad that Taft's been playing
Oh,
reserve grade.
Tracy's been playing really well.
I know. But you find a place for Blake Taft.
Siri,
Come
go
on.
away.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't
Thank you.
use Siri, but she came up.
Yep.
I think because I said seriously.
No,
Was waiting for it to do it again.
Yeah. I'm
on
going
the Dogs.
Sharks.
Yep.
Dogs.
Sharks, mate. All right, Warriors and the Broncos.
Bronx.
In New Zealand.
Yep. I think the Bronx will win.
I'm going to go the upset and go the Warriors. In New
Do you think
Zealand.
that's an upset?
Well, given what the Warriors put up last week, yes.
Okay.
Brian, you're struggling.
I am struggling.
You look a bit constipated with this.
Yeah, I find the Broncos always name their State of Origin players on the bench. So Walsh, Haas, Carrigan are all on the bench. I think if they play, the Broncos win. I think they don't play, the Warriors win.
I think they can't afford to rest them if they're well enough because they're not playing well. They're flirting around the 8.
Yep. And I don't think the Warriors can play that badly again, can they? Can they?
No, that's why I think they haven't been playing well, but he's made a number of changes and I think it's going to, I'm hoping it will put
No,
him in
he's,
gear.
he's only made one change. Bundy Afola's out.
But the
Well,
Broncos
Sean
haven't been
Johnson's
playing that well the last few weeks.
The Broncos have been playing terribly.
That's why I think he might be able to turn them around.
Yeah, let's hope the Warriors win.
Newcastle Knights and the Parramatta Eels.
I'm going the Eels.
Well, I'm going the Knights.
I think the Eels have been pretty good with Gutherson and Moses back. I think they'll be good enough against the Knights. Although if it's a really wet day, the Knights are very good in the wet. If it's a really wet day, I might change my tip.
I don't know. The Knights are debuting their 5'8" from England, the English 5'8".
Yes.
Oh, Price.
Yeah,
Price.
Yeah, Will Price. So he comes into the team. I think he's going to add a bit of sharpness to them. So I'm going the Knights. I only think the Knights are a fraction away from being a really good team.
Yeah.
And I think that may be a very good change.
Well, I'm probably going the Knights, but I think it'll either be a close win to the Knights or a big win to the Eels. And the only reason I'm going the Knights is because it's a home ground advantage. That's all. It's the only thing that makes me lean that way. And Parramatta won't want to stay on the bottom.
No.
They're used to it now.
Storm and the Raiders.
It's been a while.
So they've got more wooden spoons than anyone.
Yeah,
They're
Storm.
used to
I hate tipping the Storm. I've told you, Sally, I hate tipping the Storm, but I can't not tip them this week.
Storm for me.
Storm for me.
Dragons and the Dolphins.
Smash those Dragons, Dolphins.
I think the Dragons. I think at Jubilee they grow a leg, and I think they'll win.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
They got a good player coming in next year.
I can't believe you let go of good. Did you not learn your lesson from Reynolds? Anyway, we won't go there.
Look, I'm gonna go out on a limb with the Dolphins. I think I picked a few roughies this week.
Yeah, I don't know whether you're going out on a limb picking a team that's coming in the top 4 against a team that's not in the
They're
8.
not in the top 4 anymore. Sorry, we took that spot from them.
They're coming 5th.
Thank you.
Or 6th or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm going Dolphins. Panthers and North Queensland.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Is Cleary back?
Nope.
Okay.
Does it matter?
Roosters and West Tigers.
I tell you what. After this week, I thought, West Tigers, that's a gimme. You know, I'm not so sure now. I think we're playing well enough.
Are you playing
honestly,
well enough?
I think we're playing well enough. As long as we sort out this outside back problem, because it's really getting thin, and next year's going to be hopeless. Look, I think we can win.
I'm going to go the Tigers for the upset. I might as well pick an upset too.
Well, I got to say,
They won really well.
my head's saying Roosters, my heart's saying Tigers. I want the Tigers
This
to
is
win.
not why I'm not tipping next year, because I do that every week. My brain says Storm, but my heart says whoever they're playing.
I mean, it'd be nice to see the Tigers win, but
And so no interest for you two this week.
no, we've both got the bye. So Gold
And the
Coast,
Titans.
Manly, and South have the bye. Sit back, collect our 2 points, get closer to the finals.
And the week after... don't fall over again, Tom.
I thought
I nearly lost him.
I thought his hammy was going again.
No, he pulled it back. Tom's all right. Well, geez, that was nearly an omen.
Who did he play?
Cows.
Right. Where?
Do you?
Brookie?
No, up there.
Up there.
Ooh.
Oh, who cares? We're back.
You're back because Tom's back.
We're back. No, we're back because for the first time that I can remember, we actually have a team where somebody who should be in first grade is actually going to have to get left out. And I'm curious to see what Seabold does.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Brian, anything intelligent in the show with?
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
Are we watching tonight?
We're watching tonight on tomorrow night.
Yeah, are we watching over there?
No.
You're not going to go? You guys?
No, Steve's miserable.
I'm going there tonight.
Okay.
Tomorrow
Steve will sit on his own and he you know what?
I was sitting
Steve,
amongst all my friends.
One of our loyal listeners, young Zach Bates, would love to see you there.
I'm sure he would.
He'd love to sit there with you and talk about how great Latrell is and about how great Cam Murray is. And is that all your players?
in the team.
Yes.
Yes.
He'll talk to you full stop about that all the time.
Yes, like for the 8
All right,
minutes.
Tom. Anything you want in the show with?
Go the Blues.
All right. This is From the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve, and we will do it all again next week. Have enjoyed tomorrow night's game. Blues to win. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.